Greetings everyone, Only Farm Guy here with the new mod test for Friday, July the 15th, and we have a doozy. This is Midwest Production and Feed Pack. This is by Schultz Modding, 7.12 megabytes to download, so very small download actually for what you get here. This is for all platforms, and as I am on PS5, we have slots. The main factory, 21 slots. We have an animal food production that goes along with this. It's 12 slots. We have a ethanol and diesel sell point that is 1 slot, and it also comes with 2 modded trailers, tankers that is, of 4 slots and 5 slots. Now, we will go through these one at a time. First of all, we'll see where you find them. First, productions, and here they are marked clearly at the bottom. Midwest Production and Feed Pack mod. This is the ethanol and diesel plant. It is quite large, takes up a fair bit of space. We have an input area and output areas all over the place. $80,000 though, so very reasonably priced. And as I said, 21 slots, so not all that bad either for the slot count. We will talk about that. The modern animal food plant is more of a typical size, silo type size. That is 12 slots. Again, it has a bit of an odd turnabout, but nothing crazy, and you can easily place it anywhere. It doesn't take up much space. $40,000. Now, the sell point is not there. Productions and selling points. There we go. And there it is. The Midwest Production food. That's the ethanol sales. Just basically a manhole that you can place anywhere. It will take the it will buy the ethanol and the diesel that you produce at the plant at a much increased price, shall we say. Now, it is noted in the description that his sell everything container and the sell everything sell point that I do always have on this map also will buy all the products produced by this. It will buy the ethanol, it will buy the diesel, it will buy the cornmeal and soybean meal as well if you want to sell that and not use it in the food. So the trailers are actually under miscellaneous at the end, and there it is. The way you can tell the difference is that it's the description, Midwest Production and Feed Pack, and as you can see at the bottom right, ethanol is included. Now, those aren't the only ones that will take the ethanol and diesel. If you see, I have a couple of other modded tankers that will take ethanol and diesel, as well as, if you have it, for some reason these ones don't, but these two do. One of them is the 82 Studio, the TLX 48-foot tanker trailer that most of you may or may not have, but that's probably a pretty popular one. That takes both diesel and ethanol, but the base game ones do not. So here's the base game MKS8. It does not take diesel or the ethanol, just so you be aware, but it does come with these two, so no worries. You don't need a modded trailer. It comes with them. But there you have it. Now, we are going to start with the diesel and ethanol production plant. So as you can see here, we're going to have a little bit of a walk around. First, we'll start with where the products go in. That's around back. So it's typical great style, very easily, any trailer has an open area, so you don't have to worry about height restrictions or anything. Very nice. That's a bonus. There are some minuses and pluses, so we're going to go with the pluses and minuses as we go along. Plus, we have an open area. Excellent. Kudos. Now, it will take corn and soybeans. There is the recipe for corn and soybeans. Cycles per month, 48,000 or 4,800, sorry. Ethanol takes corn, and you will get equal in, equal out. We get 50 liters of ethanol and 150 liters of the corn gluten meal. Same with the soybeans. The diesel, soybeans in, you get diesel out, 50 liters of diesel and 150 liters of the soybean meal. Of course, all these things can be stored or distributed or sold, right? Okay, so million liters of corn and soybeans will go in. Now, before let's just start them now, because as you can see, it's already working. So ethanol, cornmeal, diesel, soybean meal. And so before we will test this out first, and then we'll move on to the animal food, because that's in a whole other story. So here we got the soybean meal, nicely marked. Excellent. This is where you will take a trailer, not a tanker, but a trailer, and we will show that. Corn gluten meal is the output. All nicely marked. Here's the ethanol. You will need a tanker to take ethanol out. And diesel is here. That is where you get the diesel. Of course, there is a managed production point here. Now, so you can even run up here and run up here. Yes, and hop on the. Nope, can't hop on the roof. Maybe John, my friend John, could, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time doing that. So, all right. So, yes. Now, as we're producing those products will be produced. One of the minuses that one of my pet peeves is with factories. You cannot take the base materials back out. So if I put too much corn and soybean in there, not getting it out. Can't get it out. There's nowhere to take it out. It is not a silo, it's a factory. You can only take out the products. Once you've put the raw materials in the factory, there is no way to get them out again. At least not just with. There might be a bit of a workaround if you put a silo close by. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But as it stands, I would like to see modders either making it as a silo production, as a lot of them have. We see a lot of productions that you can remove the products. However, one minus out of a bunch of pluses. So just as long as you're aware that you cannot remove the product once you put it in, you'll be okay. So you can manage that. You can only, if you only want to put in 200,000 liters and make ethanol for corn or soybeans, you can manage that. But once it's in there, you can't take it out. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead one day and see where we're at for production, and then we will show you the workings of the tankers and removal of the meal, and then we'll move on to the animal feed production, because that is quite a lot of options there. So okay, we'll see you in a bit, and we'll see where we're at with the ethanol and diesel production. So we're back, and I have some excellent and encouraging results to relay. Does this get? Yes. Okay. So here we are. I like it when they include the field information for. So let us look at our production facility now up here. So as you can see, it has gone through half of our 1 million liters of corn and soybeans. That is fantastic. So nearly 500,000 liters per day production. Ethanol, 116,000. Cornmeal, 348. Same with the diesel and cornmeal. Now that is absolutely fantastic that it's that quick. So no worries about putting too much in. It'll get used up pretty quick, unlike some factories that take forever. They have huge capacities, but the production speed is so low that it's just stuck in there for years, basically. This, no worries here. Awesome, quick production times. And so, removal. Here we are. The base game tank, or not the base game, the tanker that is supplied with it, start filling. Very quick filling, as you can see. And as for the large tanker, let's see how fast that fills. Again, very quick. Of course, if you have a much larger tanker, it's going to take a little bit longer, but the tankers that are supplied, that's nice. Very quick filling. Now, as for selling, so selling prices, let's go look. Diesel, now we have our sell everything and the ethanol sales on the top right. So either one will do. They're all very similar in pricing. They're all at basically the top of the price index, as you want to might want to say. And also the ethanol, actually very generous pricing there. The ethanol sales $6,000 per 1,000 liters, very close to the sell everything selling points that I have there. Cornmeal and soybean meal also can be, that's where the sell everything comes in, can be sold there, as well as the it goes to the modern animal food plant, which we will talk about in a moment, but we will show you selling the product here. This is diesel. As you see, the trigger comes up right away. Unload speed's a little bit slow, but that's basically the speed of the base game tanker. So I do especially like the quick filling speed from the factory, though. That's a plus, plus, plus. And here we are. Now we're almost empty here. Yes, there we go. So $120,000 just from the diesel. And again, the unload speed's basically typical of this tanker in-game speed. So the modded tankers might have a faster. If you can find, you probably could find another tanker that will work for this. And there we go, $45,000 for just the 8,000 liters of ethanol. Right. Okay. So moving on. Oh no, one more thing. Yes, to remove the cornmeal or soybean meal. Now, with factories, of course, if we go back in here quickly, you can set it to distributing if you want, and then if you set it to distributing, it's going to send it to wherever, whatever factory that you have on the map takes it. And in this case, it's going to be our modern animal food that we will talk about in a minute. So if you don't want to do the transfer of product like we're going to show right now, if we come up here, the trigger starts popping up. There we go. We have cornmeal filling. It's a little bit slower than the, of course, this is a, not really, this is a 260,000 liter trailers, so you have to keep in mind the types of volumes it's filling into. So not too bad, actually. And so, okay, so we've got that. We're filling that. And that, you can either sell it or you can take it over to your animal feed factory, which here just comes over here like so. As I said, we're going to look at this animal feed factory in a moment. We're just going to show you the process if you want to do it manually. There we go. All right, so back around. And unload the soy. So you don't have to do both. If you don't have any soybean meal or soybean, then you don't. If you have corn, you do corn. If you don't have corn, you do soybean. It's very simple. You can have them both running, or one or the other. You don't have to have them all running for it to work. And it's very simple. Just corn or soybean in, and you get those products out. So not a lot of complex. It's a very simple process. I do like simple. Now, the animal feed is a little less simple, but it can be as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. Now, that's the other thing that I want to talk about is we're moving on now to the modern animal food. Now that is 12 slots. You do not have to put. You don't have to have this to use your the ethanol plant. Same thing. You don't have to have the ethanol plant to run the animal food, modern animal food, and I will show you why. Because as we look at the modern animal food, now you see all the products that can go in. We can produce, basically it produces pig food or TMR in a number of different ways, as you can see here, with a number of different recipes and products. So first of all, let's look at our capacities. Corn, oat, canola, potatoes, sugar beet, are all 500,000 liters, along with hay, silage, and straw. Those are all 500,000 liter capacities. Now, the mineral feed is only 100,000, and what else? That's, and then we're looking at the corn meal and soybean meal. We're 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're probably. I'm going to try to. The thing with cornmeal and soybean meal, there's no way to get it other than to make it right now. I can't buy it easily from a buy anything silo yet, anyhow, and not yet, anyways. So now, pig food. Let's just look at some of these recipes. Now, pig food is your standard ingredients, as you might say, 48 cycles a month. And it's like we have different speeds, which is interesting. Pig food medium will give you 125 total liters at 48 cycles a month. Pig food medium with the cornmeal, that changes the recipe. Now you're using cornmeal, oats, and corn, which simplifies the recipe by quite a bit. And then pig food fast, again, is the same recipe as the medium, but just faster. I think it's because it's more per recipe, right? You get 250 instead of 125. And then pig food fast with meal, again, it just increased the recipe size. Pig food medium with mineral feed. I've never seen pig food with mineral feed before, so you can add that if you wish to add mineral feed. I don't know why it doesn't. So you have all those choices with pig food. Pig food fast with meal would probably be my choice, as it's a very simple recipe. And if you're making cornmeal already, that's an excellent. But you don't. I mean, you can just do the regular recipe fast too. try and see what those produce. It's going to be a bit of a minefield, a rabbit hole to go down. But anyways, to keep this short and sweet and informative, we'll go kind of quickly through the TMR. The TMR is very similar. We have the slow with and slow with meal. So the recipe is the same. It just adds cornmeal and reduces the straw content and the other content. TMR medium, again, it increases the recipe, actually doubles the recipe, and then again with the cornmeal. Or TMR fast, which increases the recipe, doubles the recipe again. So 240 cycles, but the recipe increased. Now you're making 1,200 per 240 cycles a month. And then you got the fast with meal, and then you got with mineral feed and slow mineral feed and medium with mineral feed and meal, fast with it. So you have basically every combination. Why you would want to use mineral feed at all is beyond me, because TMR comes out as TMR whether you put mineral feed in it or not. So kind of a minus here is I think it's a role play if you really want to use mineral feed, but it's not necessary to. You can get the fast TMR fast or fast with mineral feed or meal. So the TMR fast, if you don't have the cornmeal, is the best one. Straw, silage, and hay, and there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start that one in the pig food fast, and we're going to let those run. And for some reason I can't go into the side on this. It might be, oh, there we go. So pig food, it's already, and TMR, we're already running. So after all that, we're going to let you what we're going to do. Oh, you know what? Yeah. So we're going to set these to distributing, so that it's going to go into our food mixing, and we're just going to, well, we're going to see how much of this stuff gets stored, the capacities for, but it looks like it's hard to tell. So we're going to see what the capacity for diesel storing and ethanol as we go forward. Right, hopefully this is informative and not too complicated, but we're going to go back again, and we're going to come back in a minute. So let's do this. Okay, so we're back. All right, so quick update. We have pig food. It didn't produce a lot of pig food, but the TMR, not too bad. And of course, we only had one of each of these running, right? So so you can, if you choose, you can have the slow pig food running and the fast pig food running, and you can add one of these other ones. Now I just noticed the pig food fast with mineral feed has a slightly larger recipe. 250 fast pig food is 250, fast pig food with mineral feed 350. So basically you're using up a little bit of mineral feed to get a much faster production. So that's what it is. So the same with the TMR. We can just have the TMR slow, TMR medium, and TMR fast. Now we have 12, 16, 18. So we have them all. They're all using the same product. So you can speed that up quite a bit. Same with the TMR with mineral feed. Now it's 700, fast with mineral feed 1,300 again. So, and the cornmeal, gluten meal 500,000. We're already maxed out with the so let's turn them all on. This just because we can, and we have everything. So let's just turn them all on. Turn them all on. And see what we get with them all on. So see, we already have 286,000 liters here and 11,000 of pig food. So now, just kind of keep those numbers in mind. I'm going to go refill our corn and soybean, and we're going to see. Looks like TMR storage capacity is quite large. I'm not sure if we're going to even see that, and same with the pig food, but as you can see, our products are going down pretty rapidly now. And if we come up here, our TMR is ticking along, and the pig food's ticking along not as fast, but yeah, right. So yes, there's a lot of things showing up there now. And okay, so we're going to be back, and I'm going to try and keep this thing stoked, and we'll see what happens in one more day. Okay, so we're back. Some interesting results again. This is the so we're wrapping things up here. If we take a look, so our TMR production has stalled because we've run out of hay and silage. So that's interesting. Just have to keep an eye on it, obviously, and topped up. We have produced 1.5 million liters of TMR, so that's quite impressive, actually. And our pig food is still chugging away because it doesn't really make that much. 103, even with every single one of them turned on, pig food production is a bit slow, as you can see, which is not concerning to me because I don't do pigs, but for some of you that might. Now, as for the diesel and ethanol production, I have refilled the corn and soybeans there, and as you can see, our soybean meal has topped out because, well, our TMR production stalled out. But as you can see, 500,000 liters of all those items will be the maximum capacities. And yeah, so our soybean meal and corn meal have maxed out on the animal, so we can produce way more soybean and gluten meal than, well, I don't know about the TMR because well, we ran out of hay and silage, but you get the idea for the most part. And the capacities for TMR, I'm just going to guess at 2, 3, 6, 8, maybe 10 million liters or something like that, because it's at 1,500 or 1.5 mil, and we're only an eighth of the way, not even a quarter. Anyways, yeah, so there you go. Hopefully that that will excite you about this factory, because it has some really cool things, lots and lots of different options. And to wrap things up, that of this has been the Midwest Production and Feed Pack by Schultz Modding, 7.12 megabytes to download. It is 21 slots for the factory, 12 slots for the food production, and 5 and 4 slots for the tankers, 1 slot for the sale spot. And as always, don't forget that it's only a game, and so till next time, bye for now.